Hey guys, we made it to Italy. We were so excited. We literally just got here this morning. We're here, we're so excited. We're in Rome for the day. We're about to kind of go around and do a bunch of the sites, and then tomorrow we have the tour. We're touring the Vatican, so in Rome very quick, but super excited to be here. Oh, and I have a huge update I have a huge update on the packing situation. I did pack in a carry-on, but it was quite stressful, but I have lots to share about that.
Let's go.
I kind of wanted to mention the logistics of how we actually got to Rome. So we flew into the Rome airport. From the Rome airport, we took a bus. I think it was $7 per person. It dropped you off at the Rome train station. From the train station, we Uber to our hotel. Other ways to get to your hotel from the Rome airport, you can hire a private taxi for sure. Definitely costs more, but will save you time. You can also very easily take a train from the Rome airport to a stop that's closer to your hotel. But just kind of wanted to mention that. I was like, oh, let's be a little bit more budget friendly at the front half, because I feel like as you travel, the longer you're gone, you're just like, you know, things become more convenient, or you choose to do the more convenient things. So anyways, that's what we did. We dropped our stuff off. We got there around 9:20 in the morning and dropped our luggage off, and then just headed out to kind of see a bunch of sites. So here, this is actually the Roman Forum. You can buy tickets and do a whole audio tour. This is the ancient part of Rome. Where we are currently standing, it is Via dei Fori Imperiali. So you can actually see a huge portion of this just up on the sidewalk. It's a little bit like elevated, street level. You can just walk and see this, or you can go down in and do a whole tour. But we were only doing a tour of the Vatican while we were here. But essentially you keep walking and then you stumble upon the Colosseum, which is always so beautiful and breathtaking in person for sure. Now, the Colosseum is one of the 7 wonders of the modern world and a UNESCO World Heritage Site, built in 70 to 80 AD. Obviously, a huge amphitheater known for the gladiator fights, other public performances. Where we are standing, it's up on Via Nicola Salvi. I think it's a great spot to view the Colosseum, and certainly a great photo spot as well. There's little restaurants, cafes right there. Okay, we got our first panini and gelato in Italy. The panini's really good. It's basically mozzarella, basil, and tomato. And then we got Nutella gelato, which is Pat's first Italian gelato. What do you think?
Delicious.
What would you give it? 10 out of 10?
Sweeter, different than the U.S.
Yeah, for sure. Incredible. We were saying, like, how many gelatos are we going to consume while we're here in 10 days? Probably.
Could do a lot.
What do you guess?
Daily.
Easily. Yeah.
Daily.
Yeah, daily.
People would call it Amphitheatro Flavio, like the Flavian dynasty, one of the main.
Now, after our panini and gelato, we headed to the Trevi Fountain. It's about a 25-minute walk from the Colosseum. Very easy to do. Rome is super walkable from all the sites. The time that we got to the Trevi Fountain, I think it was around 2 or 3 in the afternoon. You can see it was very, very crowded. If you kind of ever see photos or videos on Instagram and like no one's there, probably strong editing. But it was still fun. We sat on the ledge, threw our coin in, made our wish, hoped that we return back to Rome one day. Right around the corner is the Spanish Steps, which is beautiful, and then all the high-end luxury shopping. Pat wanted to go into Dior. I wanted to go into Prada. Prada is a Italian brand, where Christian Dior is French, but it's just so nice to go in the shops. This is so normal. You don't have to like worry about like not buying anything or anything like that. It is so normal for tourists to go in and just browse all of that. When you're looking at stuff, they always offer champagne and water, and my tip is anywhere in Europe that you are offered free water, take it. But it's just nice to kind of get out of the heat and yeah, just look at the beautiful designs and do some shopping. It was a lot of fun together. We did end up purchasing things, which you'll see later in the vlogs in Florence and Venice. From here, we walked over to the Pantheon, which is known for being one of the most preserved monuments of ancient Rome. It was constructed as a temple for all the gods, but unfortunately it was closed when we got here. And you have to be covered up, by the way. I was going to just kind of let Pat go in and look around, but still really impressive on the outside. I mean, absolutely incredible. Good morning, you guys. We are still in Rome. We're about to check out. This place where we stayed at, super convenient in terms of location. It was nice. It was nothing special at all. I had actually found it on TikTok. I saw it like recommended quite a few times. So I'll do a quick little room tour, even though we stayed here. Where we're headed next to in Florence, I think it's gonna be really beautiful, and I'll make sure to do the room tour at first thing. But we are packing up. We're leaving our luggage downstairs with the hotel, and we have a tour for the Vatican Museum. So we're gonna go do all of that before we head out and head to Florence. So we'll be here for most of the day, hopefully get to Florence before dinner. But last night we slept really well. We were exhausted. Literally, we got dinner last night and Pat and I both were like so tired, but we had kind of squeezed everything in. We walked like miles and miles yesterday trying to kind of like, Pat's never been to Rome, so kind of wanted to make sure that he saw, you know, what we could see, the Trevi, the Pantheon, Piazza Navona, Colosseum, Rome Forum. Like we kind of covered a big area. Did a little bit of shopping at Dior. I know you guys saw that. So yeah, Spanish Steps. So we did like a bunch of like the highlights. It's a very, very exhausting day. Yeah, we went to dinner. We tried to get into 2 places that I had actually found on TikTok. I think I'll probably do a recap somewhere, maybe in a newsletter or maybe over on my blog of like kind of like my whole itinerary and all the things that I had found to like, I always like to have a list of like food places, drink places, rooftop, things like that. Just so like wherever we're at an area, I can quickly like, you know, Google search to see where we buy something. But the good thing about traveling here is like you can always find something delicious, so I don't stress about getting to a certain rooftop or a certain place, you know. So, and then we will bring you guys along for the rest of the day. This is a little Abercrombie dress that I'm wearing. It has sleeves. I think it'll be really comfortable. These are those Amazon flats, so we'll see how we will definitely see how they do. Pat's outfit I think is real cute. His Vans, he wore those yesterday, so hopefully it'll be good today. Linen pants and then a black polo. It was just so much walking yesterday, which we knew, but you know, we do feel rested though. All right, we're off. From our hotel to Vatican City was about a 30-minute walk, but we had stopped and got espresso and like little croissants along the way, crossed over the Tiber River, which actually was really cool to see because it was so much more water like flowing in the river than when I had visited 10 years ago, and the water was like really blue, so it just looked way healthier, to be honest. It was really cool to see. Anyways, the Vatican tour, we did a tour of the Vatican Museums, an audio tour, and then we also did St. Peter's Basilica at the end. I had done this tour previously, I had toured the Vatican. It was a different tour, but essentially this was well worth it. This was the one tour that Pat had said he really wanted to do because he said whatever you cried looking at, which was the Sistine Chapel. When I had studied abroad and saw the Sistine Chapel with my own eyes, I did tear up. It's just so breathtaking. It's amazing. It's unfathomable how one person could do that. Michelangelo, he wasn't even a painter. But needless to say, I had like teared up because I studied art history actually with Pat in high school. I just didn't really think that I would see that with my own eyes one day. I know I mentioned it before, but in my family, people don't really travel as much as I do. So I don't know, at that time, I just was like blown away that I was seeing it. So here you can see all the footage. We are inside the Vatican Museum. It's just insane because all the artwork is so impressive, but Pat and I couldn't get over like the frescoes, the paintings on the ceiling, the walls, like that alone, let alone the actual art pieces. It's incredible. Highly, highly recommend doing a tour. It will blow your mind. In this room particularly, it's insane because that looks like molding, like crown molding on the ceiling. It's not. It's all painted. It's all like the dimension that it is, but it's truly just paint. It's a flat surface. Now this room here, it is just all these paintings of maps from the different regions of Italy. We literally just kept saying over and over again, we can't stop staring at everything, the ceilings, like the details, let alone the artwork and the sculpture. The whole thing is just so impressive. But this is kind of like the last final stretch before we enter into the Sistine Chapel. Now the Sistine Chapel, when I had studied abroad, I took photos of it. Cameras were everywhere. Somebody hit me in the head with their camera trying to take like all these photos, whatever. But they have completely done away with that. You are not allowed to take any like a camera in there to film. Like it has to be put away. There are men everywhere in suits, like ready to escort you out if you do pull out your camera. But truly, just to be in that space, and it's just so incredible. Pat was overwhelmed. He was like, yeah, this is like actually insane, so beautiful. Just how did one person paint this? Michelangelo wasn't even a painter. He was a sculptor. He was promised to do all the sculpture in the Vatican. And the Pope had like promised that and then had changed his mind and was like, oh, you're going to actually paint this chapel. And he's like, what? I'm not a painter. So it's just crazy to see the detail. And I mean, it's just incredible. It literally blew my mind again. I did tear up again. It's just, I mean, to be able to witness something so beautiful and great, it's just crazy. Now these clips are inside St. Peter's Basilica, which is just so beautiful. I mean, it blows your mind. the dome there, the center of the dome, multiple floors down, St. Peter resides in his tomb. The Vatican City is considered to be the birthplace of Christianity. It later then became a holy city for the Catholics, and then, of course, permanent seats for the popes to reside. To the left of the dome, the current pope resides over there. To the far left, there's like a garden and villa way over there, but he does speak multiple times a week. You can hear the Pope speak over St. Peter's Square there. A little fun fact, the Vatican City is the smallest country in the world, and it does have its own military. Then after here, we're going to head back to the hotel, grab our luggage, and then figure out a train situation to get us to Florence. Should be like about a 2-hour train ride to Florence. Firenze. We just made it into Florence. We were staying at Dimora Palazza. Not sure if we're saying that correctly, but absolutely beautiful hotel. We'll do a proper room tour since we forgot with our other place. But it should be about like a 10-minute walk to the city center, 20 minutes to the Duomo, a little bit further to Piazza Michelangelo. But a really good find. Wasn't too bad from the train station. Only took us about less than 10 minutes to walk here. Really, really nice. Okay, I can't remember. Pat said that we shared this already. I think we did in our apartment from Rome, but now we are in Florence. We just checked into a really nice hotel, but I can honestly say here we are, like, I don't even know, 12 hours later. We are still in the same outfit, but it is so comfortable. So this dress here I got in from Abercrombie. I know I've shared it already. Wearing a size medium in this, just really, really comfortable. Anything that is comfortable, obviously. And then you guys, my flats that I got in from Amazon, it's only been one day, 12 hours. But these are unbelievably comfortable. They got a little dirty, so I just took a wet wipe and they cleaned up real easily because remember, you can throw them in the wash and the dryer and dry them. So far, those are a 10 out of 10 at this point. And then Pat here, he has his polo on, some really nice linen pants from Nordstrom, and then white Vans, which we were just saying might be a California thing. We've been looking at what everybody's been wearing here, like the locals, and you see a ton of Nike Blazers, New Balances, On Clouds, but not any Vans. So we were like, is that like a California thing? And then his little bag here is from, what is it? What?
Nordstrom.
Nordstrom. The brand is, I'm not sure what the brand is. Duchamp. But you guys saw in the blog earlier, he is looking at the Dior bag. So we're gonna see if we can shop here. Of course, I studied here and lived in Florence at the time. I couldn't buy anything designer, so it'd be kind of fun. I think we're gonna spend a little time doing that and see if it's a good price, all that, which the prices here are significantly cheaper, and then you can save about 12% if you, when you go to the airport, they'll refund it back to your card, which is cool. A little less if it's cash. Made it to Florence.
Oh my gosh, I look sleepy.
I feel like I could cry. It's obviously so beautiful here. Imagine if it lived right here, you know.
That's crazy. If I have to veer.
This is a big makeup brand. I forgot about that. Chico.
If I have to veer off like this, Britt,
Yeah.
it just stays forward. It doesn't ruin the shot.
Guys, it is Thursday and we are just about to head out. We had breakfast here at the hotel. Super nice hotel. I'll include everything down below and do a whole review of the trip. But what did you say?
Coffee was great.
Yeah, coffee was great. I got a cappuccino. Pat got a
Latte.
Oh yeah, coffee latte. But anyway, so just headed out now. It's gonna rain a little bit, so we're probably gonna get stuck out in the rain. Not sure what we're gonna do. We'll probably try to make our way back, but this is what I'm wearing. I have on this little Abercrombie crop top, and then I have on these Amazon pants. I'm switched to sandals. I feel like the key is to keep switching the shoes, just because I feel like it keeps you, I don't know, like the blisters at bay and stuff like that. I have really comfortable shoes, but I think because I work from home, I'm not in shoes all day. Where Pat has on his Vans, again, he's been wearing that literally he's been wearing those literally every day. He's good to go, but he often wears those to work. Right, babe?
Yeah.
And then you want to tell him what you have on?
Abercrombie, oversized premium tee.
Yep.
And then Some kind of everyday short. One of those short, like 7
Just
inch.
hate you. I meant to go here.
7-inch inseam. Jeez Louise.
Oh, they are 7-inch. You like 5-inch shorts?
No.
You like?
Yeah. What are these?
I'm 90% sure they're 5-inch. Yeah, I'm like, if I had to guess, you guys, they are 6 or 5-inch, not 7. Anything above like that hits your thigh, I think it's like 5. Maybe they're 6. Anyways, this is what I'm wearing. It's about like, I think it's gonna be almost 70 today, so really good weather. And like I said, we're just going out for a few hours. We'll come back, probably shower, rest. I don't know. I'll do a little bit of work trying to get a video up for y'all. And then while it's raining, and then we'll probably go out later for the evening and stuff. I feel like I didn't give an update from last night, kind of what we did. So last night we kind of just went out. I just kind of wanted to show Pat like the Duomo and just like walk around a little bit, see if I could find my way to like certain things. We have not been that hungry. We feel like it's probably, maybe that's like the time zone that's like affecting us. We feel like timing wise, we adjusted to the time immediately. Again, we flew overnight, so I think that's always helpful. And then also for Charlotte, from, you know, Pacific time to Eastern time, we adjusted immediately, but we also slept on the plane overnight as well. Took red eyes both times. On the way home, we won't when we leave Venice. But anyways, I feel like we adjusted time zone wise for sleeping purposes and energy, but food, we just have not been that hungry. So anyways, we were like, okay, well, let's just grab a quick panini or two, a cannoli. Got what?
Focaccia.
Yeah, focaccia. We got like a chicken and cheese sandwich last.
It was the cheese from something cheese.
Yeah, so we just grabbed that, a cannoli, and then we just went and sat by the Ponte Vecchio bridge. It was kind of like in the distance. It was beautiful, but you can just like kind of sit or stand along, you know, so many places. So we did that, grabbed some water. Water is just like, yeah, we're used to having our Tervises at home, our Stanleys, that we just drink all day long, and water is something that like you have to plan out and think about here. It's only like $1.50 to €2 to buy bottles. In Rome, you can fill up everywhere. We did find here in the one piazza, there's like water that you can fill up. So we'll probably do that as well. It's just, I feel like everyone's chronically dehydrated here because we're like, we need so much water. And everyone's just drinking their coffee and smoking their cigarettes. We're just like, does anybody drink water? Anyways, though, so yeah, that's how we spent the night last night. Kind of got in a little bit. Well, then we were just like walking around and stuff. And so yeah, kind of like ended up being a later night. Got gelato, of course. But today we're just gonna head out for a few hours. If we get stuck in the rain, I'm hoping we're gonna be in a certain area that we can kind of like beep bop in and out of different shops in the leather market and the food market. So we'll see what we get into today. But of course, we'll bring you guys along. Wait a minute, babe. Stepped out of the apartment. This is the apartment that I lived in. I ran into a girl downstairs and I was just started talking to her, and I think she like understood that I wanted to come see it if possible. So just always been students, which is really, really cool. No longer Kent. There's Florida State students here for the summer. But we literally used to sunbathe and do yoga on this balcony. This is literally the stairwell that I used to walk when I had studied abroad here. We're on the 4th floor, so that means the 5th floor, because the first floor is 0. But you can see the temperature would get cooler. Where Pat is at, you just see it's the roof. We would bake. Oh my gosh. But the girls were super sweet. I had like saw one. She was trying to get in, and I was honestly hoping for this situation. And then they did invite me up, which I was like, oh, if you don't mind. But meanwhile, I was like, please invite me up. But I wanted to just open through the door and show Pat like the entrance. I'll show you guys in a second. You enter through the stairwell that you would have to swipe into, or it was actually all keys, which was kind of challenging. And then down through here to get in the back. Which this is the courtyard you guys just saw from above. Again, that you had to have the key. I don't know if I had said it, but we found the apartment. My school's location from where I study had moved, so we're actually gonna go find that next. But there's a girl standing outside, and
I mean, very American, beautiful, like beautiful blonde, like just, I mean, I'm like American. So she was struggling to get into the apartment. I was kind of hoping to sneak in through the door behind her, just be in this hallway to show Pat. But sure enough, I was just like, hey, like, do you study here? Do you live on the top floor? I studied abroad here. I lived on the top floor of the apartment. And she was like, yeah, that's where I live. You know, so we started talking. And then of course, sure enough, she was like, her friend had to come down and get her. And she was like, do you want to come up? Like, yeah. And then there was 2 more girls up there and they were like, it's messy, it's messy. I'm like, I'm not even looking at your crap. I want to see if it has changed, what it looks like. I wanted Pat to see it. Yeah, just like, it was so sweet to go in there. So cool. Most of it has not changed. So here we are 10 years later. The bathrooms, everything is the exact same. They put up a little bit of a wallpaper thing in the kitchen, but that was the only difference. You had to like creep through. I hope I got it. I might have taken photos, but you had to creep through to get into like the little laundry room corner. 3 hours and 16 minutes to do 1 load of laundry. That would be like 10 pieces of clothing. I will never forget that. Once we were here in the winter, it was so cold. We had a string across the kitchen to hang our stuff to dry, and it would be like crunchy. There's no dryer to like fluff it up or soften it. It was a little rough. Don't know if I could do it now, but when you're 20, you know, it was completely fine. So they're here for like 6 weeks, and she was saying they're doing a bunch of trips and all that. I'm like, just enjoy it. Oh my God, it was the best thing, you know? Okay, so it took a little bit, but we did find where I used to go to school. Unfortunately, they changed locations, but this is where I had studied. This was Kent State. I have like a photo outside of here. I should try to find it for you and put it in there. But as soon as you would open these doors, you would go up a huge staircase. And then of course, all the classrooms were multiple levels up top. Stairs on stairs for sure. But I do remember it. We were so close to finding it last night, but I didn't have the address or anything like that. But since walking from the apartment, I was able to find it, which is really, really cool. Kind of where we were last night too. So this is Piazza della Signoria. Has the thing that looks like the David, but it's not. It's just like a real life mock-up. Neptune. You have the Gucci Museum in Osteria over here, which when I had studied abroad, I can't remember if they were just putting that in or the restaurant definitely wasn't here, the Osteria. Oh, there's Pat. But the museum had just opened up while we were here, which was really cool. We got to be able to tour it. From here we just walked along the Arno River again. In the background, that's the Ponte Vecchio Bridge. Lots of shops on there. But in this area, it's so easy to grab a bite and just stand along the side here. So many different viewpoints of the bridge. They're all just absolutely beautiful. From this point, we kind of just felt like the rain was coming, so we actually walked down this street here. This is Via dei Tornabuoni. This is where all the high-end luxury shops are. You can do lots of window shopping. I did this all the time when I was a college student here and couldn't afford anything. But we kind of went in and out of different shops. Pat looked at Dior, I again looked at Prada, we went into Fendi, Saint Laurent, and then we made our way up kind of towards our hotel, but essentially this is the San Lorenzo leather market. You guys can see there are 1,000,001 different bags, just anything leather related. So Florence is known for their leather markets. You can do negotiations here, like, you know, kind of get them down on the price and stuff, but you can see the color, the options are like limitless. So just always super fun to stop through. You can find wonderful bags. I walked away from studying abroad with a beautiful handbag that I still use today, actually very similar to that one that I had pointed there. But Pat had never seen anything like this. It's just crazy. This goes on for like streets and streets. It's just, yeah, really fun to kind of explore. I definitely always recommend checking this out. And again, definitely negotiate, talk your way down on prices and stuff. So from here, we decided we were hungry and wanted to grab some food. We walked, that's all in the same direction. So we just continue walking and we got to the Il Mercato Centrale in Florence. When I was here, like the bottom floor is all produce, meat, like just a huge farmer's market essentially. But since then, they have made the entire upstairs like this beautiful food court. I mean, you guys can see it. So many options, all local businesses, like absolutely phenomenal. We were like, we'll take one of everything. But of course, we kind of browsed and then made our selections. Pat stopped dead in his tracks for the fried mozzarella balls here. They were delicious, but so many different places to grab food, lots of desserts, anything you want is here. We saw this place was rated incredibly high. It's La Scacciata.
We just got fried mozzarella, which is really Pat's favorite, right? It's really cool. We're inside the Mercato Centrale. It is the central market. Downstairs you can buy any kind of produce. That's where you see like, I mean, rows and rows of like meat laid out that you can purchase. Obviously veggies, fruits, everything is downstairs. That was earlier, it must be closed now. A little bit later in the afternoon. It's already 5:30 actually, so pretty late. But upstairs, there's a whole second floor, and I just texted my best friend who studied abroad here too. I do not think that this was here at all. I'm like 90% sure it's not. And when you go to the website, like it's very modern. You can kind of see a whole map of all the different places and stuff. So you can just truly walk around. It's kind of like an indoor food court, but it's all these special restaurants, little shops, little stands and stuff you can see. But we could actually have something very similar in California, but it's really cool because you can just really get so many different things, a variety of stuff. So we just ordered a little bit of a sandwich, pack up the mozzarella sticks as well. I'm sure we will head out with a dessert or two, and I think shortly we're going to head back to the hotel to relax a little bit.
Coming up on 8 miles.
Yeah, it's been a long day walking. We did some shops. We didn't show that. We kind of went in and out of Prada, Louis Vuitton.
We have a hallway up. Some cool hallway.
A hallway?
A staircase.
Oh, Yves Saint Laurent. So we kind of went into a couple of the designer shops. I hope you guys can hear us okay. I forgot my mic at home. We've kind of been gone all day. I thought we were actually going to only go out for a few hours because it was raining, but it did start to rain just a few minutes ago, but now we're all indoors. So this place is just really cool. I'll show you guys around here in a second. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me okay, but we moved locations, but Pat got that bologna sandwich.
You gotta send it to my dad.
What's your first impressions of it?
Just like those.
We're about to head out, and Pat had to get a Nutella donut. How would you rate this?
Like an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
They're really good.
It is way later. Pat and I actually just grabbed a pizza. We are back at the hotel after we left the Mercato Centrale. We came back. I showered. Pat showered. We were just kind of like hanging out for a little bit, relaxing. We were averaging like over 10 miles a day. And our feet and calves are sore. It's so weird, but probably a little bit of dehydration, honestly, is like what we're thinking because, anyway, so we're a little sore, surprisingly, but also we've kind of gotten the water thing down pat. You can drink water pretty much everywhere in Italy, especially in Rome. There's fountains everywhere, and we have started to like spot them out in Florence a little bit, but we've also bought bottles of water too. It's very cheap. It's like $2, it's like $1.50 or €2. It's nothing like crazy or anything like that. And you can save the bottle and like fill it up once or twice or whatever, you know. But anyway, so we're back now. We're just kind of relaxing, winding down for the night. We want to plan out the day tomorrow. There's a rooftop that I want to go to. We might do a tour or climb the dome or Giotto's bell tower. So we might do something like that too. The good thing is that we're not in super high season, so we're kind of able to book things last minute. Day of, for an example, today, like it did rain, but we were expecting way more rain, so we got super lucky. And it actually kind of like started sprinkling when we were going in and out of different designer shops, so that was kind of like perfect too, you know. But the good thing is of us not being exactly in high season, we don't have to like things aren't selling out, you know. So that's nice because it kind of just means we can
go along with the plans, all of that. So anyways, we're gonna leave you here and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Good morning, and this is what we are wearing in Italy, day 4. I have a full linen set on. Pat has linen shorts on, and then a nice Abercrombie tee. Is that the oversized one?
Different color.
A different color. Linen wrinkles. We went to breakfast, and this is the result. But our steamer broke day 1, and so it is what it is. We have been trying to like steam with the shower and stuff, but I mean, if I sit down again, this is what it's going to be. So, oh well. But really, really comfortable. These are Abercrombie shorts, and then a cute little revolve vested top. And then again, Pat is head to toe Abercrombie. Except the Vans. Okay, and then for the shorts, I had sized up twice. If you guys follow, I always size up in shorts. I like them a little bit roomier. These are definitely a little bit big. I feel like linen relaxes, so I should have only sized up once. But very comfortable, very breathable. I mean, you sweat in these, the fabric, it's a natural material, so it's gonna absorb the moisture and cool you off. And then the wrinkle is just like very natural. I don't know. You see everybody in linen and everybody looks a little wrinkly, but it's fine. I think it still looks very nice. So if I was going to reorder these again, I would have only went up one size, which is my typical size in shorts. I always size up once.
Yeah.
We made it to the Duomo. We just walked here, and now we're about to climb the bell tower, Giotto's bell tower. So excited to get kind of really pretty views of the Duomo. It was raining a little bit, so happy that it's cleared up. It shows no rain today, but for some reason it was pouring. So literally all the way to the top and up here, and we are climbing, I think it's like 414 stairs. There's like 3 different points where you can stop and rest, I guess, but it's pretty much straight up. We just watched a YouTube video last night, and it is straight up. Here we go.
Oh yeah, God. I have to keep the arm.
Yeah.
Wait, crazy that everyone comes down the same way. Yeah. So each little landing, you can kind of take in the view. There's places where you can kind of sit. You can obviously look straight down to the bottom as well, which is really cool. It's just like unfathomable how this was created, and that is still standing in my mind.
And Pat, this right here, it's Piazza del Signore. The levels. See, one of the bells are here. And then I said to Pat, if you look down, does that make him nervous because he's afraid of heights? Does that make you nervous?
I'm not an extreme sports athlete. Height could never work.
Yeah, Pat's not a big height guy. Yeah, you're too tall. Ready? I think this might be the last one. I don't know.
So here we are at the top. We made it 414 stairs. The views are just absolutely breathtaking. If you look straight across there, you can kind of see at the top of the Duomo. You can actually do a tour and be right there. Kind of hard to see, but like you see like the cross, the gold ball at the top, and then like kind of like the crown little detail. It is that ledge there, kind of at the bottom, at the base of that, at the top. Yeah, there you go. Okay, perfect. I was hoping we got that because I have done that before. So for this, Pat was like, oh, well, let's do the bell tower, so it's something different. But it's just so amazing to get all these views. I mean, my gosh, Florence, Tuscany, it is just so absolutely beautiful. We got a couple photos up here, which was super fun too and cute. I'll post them here, but we just asked somebody random to take them, and they turned out. Included in the Giotto's bell tower ticket is the entrance to the Cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiore, which is the Duomo here. I love that all the churches in Italy, I had done this a bunch studying abroad, but you can always light a candle and say a prayer for someone. I always pray for healing for my twin sister of her disability. But this church here is just absolutely stunning. It is the most important landmark in Florence. It's the 4th largest church in the world. The typical style of this is a Gothic building. It is of the Renaissance era. This church has the biggest brick dome to have ever been built. It was built by Filippo Brunelleschi. It is just absolutely incredible.
Okay, so we're in the Florence church, the Duomo, Santa Maria di Fiore, and I came in here and went to church one time, which was so cool when I studied abroad. It's just truly beautiful, and you just really feel the presence of God and everything in such a beautiful place.
We forgot to film, but after we did the climb, it was time to have a drink and some light food. So we actually went to La Rinascente. It is a high-end Italian department chain store in major cities, Milan, Florence, Rome. But anyways, at the very top, they have a little cafe, a little restaurant with a beautiful view of the Duomo. So we sat up there and had some food and drinks. It was lovely. I wouldn't necessarily say like we would go back, but it was like a cool ambiance. And of course, the department store was fun to like check out. They have all kinds of high-end designer, luxury goods, all that. So it was just like a nice way to spend a little bit of the afternoon. And then here, this is we're walking across the Ponte Vecchio bridge here, so lots of different shops. Back in the day, it used to be butchery, so they would throw meat into the Arno River. But we are walking into the Altrano neighborhood, which is really cool. It's a more local vibe, kind of like lots of cool restaurants and shops, different things like that. We had specifically walked to this neighborhood to go to a bakery for coffee. I'll leave it down below. And then also in Florence, they have the old photo automatica booths, which is like the photo booths that you take photos in, black and white. So Pat and I did that. I'll put the photo here. It was really funny because you can't see yourself, and I like sat on his lap, so it was like I got cut off, but it was still such a fun memory. And this is like a little designer shop, a vintage secondhand store, so it's just like a fun area to walk in and out of. So after exploring this area a bit, we then headed to Dior and Prada. We had decided we were going to pick up our bags. So Pat's heart was set on the Dior small saddle messenger bag with flap and the iconic beige and black Dior jacquard print. So this bag, but not this color. Unfortunately, it's sold out. There's only one available that he had looked at from the day before. It's sold overnight, but the staff here was absolutely wonderful. They called the Venice shop, since we were going to be in Venice a few days later, and had everything arranged for us to pick up the bag there.
I'm so excited because I'm going to go into Prada and buy my first designer bag in Italy. When I studied abroad in Florence over 10 years ago, I would just stroll all these streets looking at all the shops in the windows, but obviously different budget, couldn't afford it. So I'm super excited. We stopped in yesterday to kind of look at the bag options, and I've been thinking about it. I'm super excited to go ahead and go get it.
All of the stores are so beautifully designed, even here too. I just love like the actual aesthetics and the design, so always worth kind of going in and out too to spend some time just checking everything out.
Decision between black or the camel, but this color is only available in Italy right now, and I feel like it's just more me, so definitely going with the camel. She's gonna get a scarf. I don't need one, but this is the bag I'm gonna get.
These roses were beautiful. You could smell them. It filled up the whole space. So they sent me home a little bouquet of roses, which I thought was so sweet. And my essay girl gifted me a little chocolates from Milan that she loves. I just felt so special. Pat and I did film an unboxing video of both of our bags when we got back. So stay tuned for that. We just kind of go through the stories of both of them and just have such a wonderful and special experience that we'll forever remember. After shopping, we headed back to the hotel to freshen up and relax a little bit. And then we went out for a delicious dinner and then to enjoy our last evening in Florence.
Okay, I'm not sure if you guys can hear okay because there's music. There's a wedding right down here on the Arno River. We're at the Ponte Vecchio Bridge, Arno River, but really, really beautiful. But we just realized we forgot to even vlog our dinner. We just had a lovely dinner. I'm gonna leave everything down below, but it was delicious. A 10 out of 10, super local. Everybody was mostly Italian, and it was absolutely delicious. It's being renovated. Okay, I feel like I am officially tearing up. It's our last night in Florence. We're about to head out. Tomorrow we're going to Cinque Terre and then Venice. Oh, also trying to do Portofino in between the two as well. But it was so special showing Pat Florence. I feel like there's so many young Americans walking around, and I'm like, they are so young. But I know that was me when I had studied abroad here. But The last night before I flew out, my best friend and I walked around like literally every area, and we were in tears that night. And I feel like once again, I mean, I just teared up. I feel like it's just the most special place. It is so special bringing Pat here. All right, I'm gonna leave it here because I am crying. It's just so special. It was amazing being back.
Good morning, you guys. We are off. We just had breakfast here at the hotel. It is our last breakfast here. We're about to head out shortly to catch a train to Cinque Terre for the next couple of days. I'm repeating an outfit. I have on these comfy pants from Amazon. I had bought a black pair and one other color, and last second I was like, no, I'm packing way too much, which I have what I need, but I do kind of wish I would have had these in a black pair of pants. I had packed a black maxi dress that I thought I was going to wear in the trains, but then I started thinking about it. I still may end up wearing it for the next train, but lifting the suitcases and things on, it might just be easier to be in pants. I mean, I think that's comfy enough. It's fine. But anyways, yeah, anything flowy and comfy is, if you're coming soon, anything flowy and comfy, skirt sets, comfy dresses. Pat's in linen shorts again, and then his favorite t-shirt from Abercrombie. Like we had said, he has a couple of the same shirt, just in different colors. So he looks cute. We're about to head down to the oldest perfumery, I think it's called. I think in the world, I'm not sure. I think Florence is one of the first, and their actual like headquarters is what we would call it, but their actual location is right on the street of the hotel. So I want to go. We smelled, we had gone into their little storefront right next to like the Prada store, the high-end stores. So I want to go to check out just to see it. I know it's like a beautiful building, beautiful structure, but they have like so many different rooms and scents, and people say it's like definitely worth a visit. I don't think I did it when I was here in Florence. I remember learning about it, but we had done one of the oldest, we made our own perfumes, learned about all that in Paris. But anyways, it'll be cool to check out. So when we went to the store that's located by the Ponte Vecchio Bridge by Prada and all that, we had smelled different scents. There's definitely ones that I like. I think if you spend so much US dollars online, then it ships for free. So I might do that because we are maxed out, especially buying that bag. Yeah. Pack less, have more room so you can buy things, even just shopping and stuff. I was like, oh, I could look for a pair of pants, but I'm like, I can't add to what I have. So anyways, we're off to that.
It is cool when you walk in.
Hi girls, I hope you enjoyed today's vlog of our first Italy vlog of Rome and Florence. I will be sharing a part 2 for the second half of our trip, which will be Cinque Terre, Portofino, and Venice. That vlog should go up in either like next Wednesday, so a week from today, or perhaps Friday. I think next week I'm gonna have 3 videos that go up, and probably the following week as well. I just have so much content to share with y'all, so I'm trying so hard to get through the videos to get them up for you guys. Now, of course, everything I shared in today's video is listed and linked down below in the description box. If you're on mobile, tap the title of this video, and everything will populate for you there. Also, I wanted to note that anything, I'm going to do a little freebie, like a newsletter freebie. So anything that was on my notes list for each area that we went to, restaurants, places to shop, rooftops, bakeries, coffee shops, everything like that, all the research I had done prior to the trip, I had that all listed out in like a little itinerary in my notes app. So I'm going to stick that in a freebie newsletter. All you have to do is click the link down below. You'll be added to my newsletter list. I only send out an email once a week, which I need to do better about doing. But that way you can just go ahead, you'll get an email, and then you will just click to download it. In case you're going to Italy soon, or you just like to have those things on file, it's completely free. So you'll just need to sign up and it will be there. Also, I know I had mentioned it, but Pat and I did film an unboxing of our Dior and Prada bag. It was such a sweet memory, and there were such good stories with it. Overall, it was just such a good experience for us. So we did film an unboxing of those bags when we got
when we got home. So stay tuned for that video as well. You can simply hit the notification bell, like click the bell below, and then you'll be notified every time I upload. Like I said, I do plan on trying to get 3 videos up for the next couple of weeks. I have a denim haul coming, Free People haul, jean shorts, and then other summer fashion plus the Italy vlogs. So stay tuned for all of that. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope to see you really soon in my next one. Bye.